Don't emulate these romantics. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 romantic comedy characters that are terrible role models.
Hi.
Mary, are you okay?
Yep.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the characters from romantic comedies whose poor choices, behavior, or personalities are not worthy of admiration or imitation. Number 10. Cierra Burgess. Cierra Burgess is a loser. A teen rom-com that explores body positivity and female friendships should feature a heroine that you'd want to aspire to be like, right? That is unfortunately not the case with Cierra Burgess, a modernization of Cyrano de Bergerac. This movie tells the tale of an unpopular girl who gets texted accidentally by a cute boy, thinking she's the popular girl instead. But rather than setting him straight, like a normal person, she keeps up the facade and pretends to be said popular girl.
What, on an insane planet, texting somebody that doesn't even know who you are? There's a word for that. It's called catfishing, and I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Law is woefully behind technology, so I don't know if that's true.
Catfishing scam aside, Cierra is also guilty of backstabbing someone she calls her friend, neglecting her friends and family, and pretending to be deaf.
Your name is Shit Pizza?
You know what? We're renaming this movie. Cierra Burgess is a problematic character.
Come on, you hate Veronica.
Sierra, that was just wrong. I don't even know who you are anymore.
Number 9. Gigi Phillips. He's just not that into you. We all get our signals crossed when it comes to romance sometimes, but Gigi Phillips takes the cake. After repeatedly finding herself mistaking men's behavior as romantic interest, Gigi is coached by Alex on how to read their signals correctly.
Why are you sharing all of this inside dating information with me again?
I don't know, I like you.
However, she still manages to confuse his attempt to help her with feelings on his part, driving him away. Even worse, he turns around and decides he does have feelings for her, effectively making it so that Gigi learns nothing from the experience.
That I have to stop thinking that every guy will change. That I have to stop thinking that...
She also largely seems to define her life by her ability to find a partner, which isn't exactly a healthy mentality, even if it is common in romantic comedies. Number 8. Joe Fox, You've Got Mail. The owner of a large chain of bookstores, Joe Fox engages in an attempt to run the smaller bookshop around the corner, owned by Kathleen Kelly, out of business. However, the twist is that Joe and Kathleen are also falling in love via anonymous emails. Oh, and did we mention that they're both already in committed relationships?
I'll just stay here until your friend gets here. Gee, is he late?
While Kathleen doesn't come off great either, Joe's manipulation of her after discovering their connection is reminiscent of catfishing. And on top of that, his destruction of her professional dreams is just terrible.
That's all right. That's all right. I put you out of business, so you're entitled to hate me.
Number 7. John Bender, The Breakfast Club. The rebellious, wisecracking delinquent of the titular group of students serving detention, John Bender is certainly entertaining, offering many of the film's most memorable lines.
Come on, Sporto. Level with me. Do you slip her the hot beef injection?
However, Bender is generally unpleasant to everyone around him, mocking and putting down his fellow students and the principal alike.
Everything's a big joke, huh, Bender?
Worst of all, though, he sexually harasses his eventual love interest Claire several times and drives her to tears.
Just bury your head in the sand and wait for your prom.
I hate you!
Contrary to what movies in the 1980s purported, that is not the way to win a girl's heart. While Bender's abusive home life is sympathetic, it certainly does not excuse his actions. Number 6. Annie Reed, Sleepless in Seattle. Sam Baldwin is a widower whose son Jonah convinces his father to talk on the radio about how he misses his wife.
Tell me what was so special about your wife.
Well, how long is your program?
This sparks interest across the country, particularly from women who become enamored with Sam, including reporter Annie Reed, who's engaged. Annie breaks it off with her fiancé, but not before traveling across the country to secretly watch Sam and his son play, albeit because Jonah led her on. We're meant to sympathize with Annie, but the only difference between her and the other many creepy women who fall for Sam is that it works out for her because she's the heroine.
That's your problem. You don't want to be in love. You want to be in love in a movie.
Number 5. Julianne Potter, My Best Friend's Wedding. Just because she's played by America's sweetheart does not mean she's automatically a good person. Quite the opposite, in fact.
I called because I met someone.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Julianne Potter's best friend and safety net Michael is set to be married to someone else. Instead of just telling Michael how she feels, Julianne spends most of the film engaging in underhanded acts of sabotage to split him and his fiancée apart.
He's sort of wondering why you haven't told your parents that the wedding's off.
While she eventually realizes what an awful person she's been, Julianne still manages to make plenty of ethically and legally questionable decisions along the way.
You kissed him! At my parents' house! On my wedding day!
Tramp.
Shut up!
Number 4, Becca Mitchell, the Pitch Perfect franchise. Anna Kendrick is a great actress, but even she can't save Becca Mitchell from being insufferable. Despite being sent to college on her father's dime, something most college students would kill for these days, Becca is upset with her father and would rather move to LA to become a DJ.
In the springtime, all the students study on the grass.
I want to study on the grass, Dad. I need to move to LA and get a job at a record label and start paying my dues.
Yeah, here we go again.
Her reluctance to attend classes is only exacerbated when she reluctantly joins the a cappella group, which, contrary to what this series might suggest, isn't exactly a great career move either.
I was just trying to help you.
I don't need your help. You're not my boyfriend.
Got it.
Becca's attitude is the worst. Oh, and this has nothing to do with her role model potential, but apparently she doesn't like movies in general. Who in their right mind doesn't like movies?
How do you not like movies? Not liking movies is like not liking puppies.
They're fine. I just get bored and never make it to the end.
The endings are the best part.
Number 3, Bridget Jones, the Bridget Jones franchise.
Verbally incontinent spinster who smokes like a chimney, drinks like a fish, and dresses like her mother.
Look, we know Bridget Jones' flaws are part of what makes her so entertaining, but a lot of the time, she's just the worst. She's obsessed with herself, feels dependent on men for validation, and is extremely judgmental of everyone around her.
This is Mark Darcy. Mark's a prematurely middle-aged prick with a cruel-raced ex-wife. Perpetua's a fat arsehole bag who spends her time bossing me around.
Despite being a blatant hypocrite, bad at her job, manipulative, ungrateful, spiteful, paranoid, and many other things besides.
Bridget Darcy. Mrs. Darcy. Mr. and Mrs. Darcy.
Bridget Jones is essentially many of our baser behaviors distilled into one person. And while this may make her relatable, it also makes her an awful example to any impressionable viewers out there. Number 2, Everybody, the 5-year engagement. Although primarily focused on Tom Solomon and Violet Barnes, a couple whose prolonged engagement and other factors drive them apart, this film's supporting cast doesn't come off great either.
So how's Michigan?
You know, it's a bit of an adjustment, but all in all, it's fine.
Tom upends his life and career for Violet, but becomes unhappy and acrimonious, which causes Violet to cheat on him. Professor Winton's ethics are also definitely compromised, given that he starts a relationship with a student.
It was a friend.
This was bad.
Kissing a friend. I kissed you and you kissed your boss.
Then there's Tom's friend Alex, who fires him from his job because he believes Tom can do better, instead of, talking to him about it. This film may be funny, but do not look to these characters for life advice. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some dishonorable mentions.
It wasn't logic. It was love.
I like Jack,
Who's Jack?
Peter's brother.
So?
So he thinks I'm engaged.
To who?
To Peter.
Number 1, Benjamin Barry and Andy Anderson, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Are you ashamed of Andy?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
I'm not
You
ashamed.
are. How do you think that
I'm not ashamed of you.
The romantic leads of the film, Ben Barry is an advertising executive who bets he can make a woman fall in love with him in 10 days. While Andy Anderson is a magazine writer who wants to write the titular article to prove common mistakes women make in relationships.
This poor schmuck she's been pretending to date. Well, not even pretending to date, she's actually dating the guy.
Both of their plans involve manipulating a romantic partner for financial gain, which is thoroughly vile and sociopathic behavior. But it's okay because they learn their lesson by the movie's end. Ugh, these two deserve each other.
I'm gonna make you wish you were dead.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.